lovely people. Thanks so much for your support. Today too, I'm here to give you a summary of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday lessons of lesson 6. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Wednesday lesson talks about a woman talks back. A woman talks back. Jesus is the master teacher. God's true character shines through in his teaching and also in his life. Thus, one gospel story is all the more remarkable for showing that when someone talks back to Jesus, he still listens. Amen. And so Christ is that kind of teacher or God who listens when someone talks to him. When we read Matthew 15:21 to 28 and Mark 7:24 to 30, there was a story there about Jesus' encounter with a woman. At that time, Jesus Christ wanted to hide because John the Baptist had been beheaded and Jesus Christ could see the dangers coming. And so he needed to hide so that nobody would see him. Not that Jesus Christ is afraid, but it wasn't yet his time for him to face any other thing. When he thought he was hiding from people, a woman noticed him. And in the culture, women don't have that kind of privilege. Women are not respected, but this woman didn't care about the culture and all that because her child is dying. And so she needed to get healing for the child. This woman approached Jesus for healing. And this is what transpired. Jesus dismissed her. It is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs, he said. Matthew 15:26. This is the remark Jesus Christ gave to the woman who wanted healing for the daughter. If you were the one, what would you do? You would have been angry and said, this Jesus is so rude. Let me go. But this woman didn't really get bothered about the response or the remark from Jesus. And this is what she did. And then something remarkable happened. She then responded. She was familiar with dogs, unlike the Jews, who would not have them as pets. And she said, yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. Matthew 15:27. And so this woman said, yes, don't give the food of the children to the dogs. But on the other hand, when the children finish eating, the dogs are also able to take the crumbs. And this touched Jesus' heart. This woman's faith was so great. Her remark makes a difference. It seems compelling, and Jesus heals a child. Jesus said to her, let it be to you as you desire. Let it be to you as you desire. And so this woman did not get angry. She responded to Jesus' remark, and she responded positively. And this gave her the healing she was seeking for her child. It's the same way when we also do not give up, but we continue to persist. Christ is ready to listen to us when we talk to him. We are moving straight to Thursday, and Thursday talks about a student who gets it. A student who gets it. Jesus Christ on earth was to give hope to humanity. And in the circle of Jesus Christ had a lot of poor people, people who are sick, people who needed healing. And so he came to give hope to humanity. But people were not ready to help him. Those in higher position were not ready to allow Jesus Christ to achieve his mission. Even though Jesus Christ had his 12 disciples who were with him, supporting him here and there, unfortunately, they seemed to be blind. They were not getting it. They were his students, but they were not getting the purpose for which he came to earth. And so when we read Mark 8:31 to 33, when Jesus Christ was talking about his death and his resurrection, the pain he would go through, these disciples were not getting it. His students were not getting it. Peter rebuked Jesus from saying those things, and Christ had to rebuke him and said that, get thee behind me, Satan. And so Christ in so many ways wanted to let his disciples, his students, get to know that he came to die to save humanity. But they were all looking to when they will become the ministers and all that, and so they were not getting the point. But Bartimaeus had wanted to see the curl in a baby's hair and the color of wheat at harvest. But sin includes more than just what's physical only. When this blind man heard that Jesus Christ is coming, He cried. People were stopping him from crying, from calling on Jesus. But he said, I know who he is. In his heart, he knew that this man came to give healing and came to give hope. And so he decided not to keep quiet, but to call on him until Christ responded to him. He would not keep quiet. And so God heard his cry and asked him to come. And Christ asked him, what do you want? He said he wants to see. And so yes, Bartimaeus wanted to see what is physical. But Christ knew that he needed more than physical sight. He also needed spiritual sight. One thing is, Bartimaeus is one student who got to know that Jesus Christ can give him the healing that he wanted. Even though his expectations were physical, Christ gave him more of spiritual. This story, in other words, is about seeing spiritually. It is about getting it, about catching on to what the master teacher is truly about. Physical sight is one thing. It's an important thing, and Jesus knows it. But Jesus also knows that every person's deepest wish is for a new and better life. Amen. And that is all of us what we need. God knows that we all need a better life, and what we yearn for is to be better, to live better spiritually. And so God, when he comes into contact with us, he doesn't just give us the physical, he gives us what we yearn spiritually. We are moving to Friday, further thought. Friday we are reading the Test of Discipleship, page 57 to 65. Also in Steps to Christ. Ellen White tells us that when we truly respond to the master teacher, we long to bear his image, breathe his spirit, do his will, and please him in all things. In the company of Jesus Christ, duty, she says, become a delight. And so when we respond to Jesus Christ's calling, we will long to bear his image. We will long to be like him, because our deepest needs is to have a better life. That is a better Christian life. And he's saying that when we accept the responsibility or the duties of Jesus Christ, it doesn't become a burden anymore, but it becomes a delight for us. We are so delighted that we have been asked to work for our Maker. Thanks so much for being part of this summary. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing and do well to share. You might win a soul by just sharing this video. Bye bye.